Hello everyone. Welcome to this ramble about the chunk account and sailing. Because the alpha came out a few days ago, I have done all the testing on my main account. And this is my chunk account. I haven't done a quest. We have the chunk plugin on. I want to talk about specifically the chunk account. I'm not going into detail on the skill. I see a lot of people happy about it. I see a lot of people not happy about it. And I think it's fine. But regardless of that, it is coming into the game. So I'm gonna start thinking about it. You know, this is just the alpha. I think they just kind of want to show like the mechanics and the basic stuff. I think this skill is gonna be much bigger and there's gonna be much more to it. But for now, with all the information we have, I can kind of start thinking about what I want to do with the skill for my chunk account. Because I do have I do have these two chunks, which is the starting chunks for the quest. So yeah, I did some testing, and you do need this island. Oh, this island is part of the quest, which obviously is in the middle of the ocean, and I don't have that. So there's two things I can do. So the thing is, if you start this quest, you are basically forced to sail to the new island. The thing is though, you are still able to sail. So let me show you guys what I mean. Like, you can still freely sail, but only up until certain borders and areas. So I think... Wait, isn't a boat? Hold up. Alright, there we go. We actually had to talk to the NPC to board. So you're forced to go to this island in the quest. That's like the first thing the game tells you to do. But that doesn't mean I can't go wherever I want. But I won't fully unlock the skill until I complete the quest. So the question is, do we, roll this chunk and these sea chunks and just complete the quest and prioritize that? I think you also need this chunk, by the way, because your boat gets like docked here and you will be partly in this chunk. So there's two options, I think. First option is, once you get Port's Rim and you can start the quest, you can roll these 4 chunks in order to complete the quest and ignore everything else. Or you can get everything, or you can roll every chunk you can actually sail into. And I think the second idea is probably my favorite, because there's only so many places you can go to. So let me show you what I mean. Let me sail, and let me show you what I mean. So I can go wherever I want, right? So let's imagine this is what the skill is like when it comes into the game. I can start the quest, but I'm locked to not doing the quest because I will be stuck on my boat. And I can't really do anything else when it comes to sailing. So it's saying we need to go south. So the NPCs are basically telling me where to go. And there is a certain chunk border. And it will reset will reset my boat. So I think... okay, so this would be a rollable chunk, right? Because I can actually sail into it. I would not roll like this random sea chunk in the middle of nowhere. Because I won't actually be able to step in the chunk. But every chunk I can sail into, I think is fair game, So let me show you guys. So I tested this yesterday. And I think if I go this way, the boat will actually reset me back. And as you can see, the island is that direction. And there aren't really any other directions I can go to. I don't think I can go here. And I can't go past this, I believe, because it will reset my boat. Which means eventually I will get the chunks I need for the quest. And I don't think I can go past this part either. So, and the NPCs keep telling me to go back. So let me go around this. Let's go around this island. And I'll show you what I mean. So based on this information, I think what I want to do is just roll every chunk I can sail into until I get all the chunks for the quest. Which wouldn't really be that bad. Because as you can see in a bit, it will just reset me. I'm not free to sail wherever I want until I get the quest completed. Okay, so they will be forced to take control of the boat. Okay, so what chunk are we in right now? Okay, we are still in this one. So let's see if we actually are able to go into this chunk. I think we just barely will be able to. And then, yeah, there we go. So that might have been just on this border. Which means, these 3 chunks will be rollable. And then these 2 chunks will be rollable. And then I guess this grid of 3x3 will be rollable. I don't even know if you can go if you can go here. Maybe you can only go here. But yeah, what I'm trying to say is there's only so many chunks I can roll when it comes to sea chunks when the skill comes out. Once I get the quest completed, which requires these 4 chunks, it's free game. Like, I can go anywhere. Anywhere on the map I will be able to sail to. And I can actually interact with the skill and, you know, roll all the other sea chunks and go to the islands eventually. There's a lot of, like, docking points and, you know, places I can go to. So at that point, I will treat any chunk I can sail into as a rollable chunk. Just like any other, you know, mainland chunk. Even if there's nothing. I mean, there's many mainland chunks. I mean, the desert is a very good example. Like, half of these desert chunks have absolutely nothing in it. And it will be the same with, like, the ocean. But that's fine. I mean, if it's a rollable chunk, it's a rollable chunk. And then another thing is the other docks. So I have this dock in Piscarilius. And I think I can start sailing from here too. So what I will do is probably make these chunks rollable too. So maybe like only these 2, because I can sail into it. But we'll see exactly how it will work if it comes out. They're saying it will already be out end of this year, right? So if the sailing skill comes out end of this year, then yeah, I seriously have to start thinking about this. Because, again, I have been getting a lot of questions about it. Let's see. So, yeah, so the boat got reset. And I basically have to go to the island. So let me know what you guys think about this. Like I said, there's 2 options. I will either unlock every chunk I can currently sail in until I run out of chunks, and then eventually I'll get this chunk. Or I can roll these 4 chunks specifically. So I can do the quest, and then I can roll any other chunk. The thing is, eventually I will get these other chunks as well. And I could get lucky and go straight to this island. So I don't have to, like, roll all this. I mean, some of these are even, like, mainland chunks anyways. I mean, this chunk is Karamja chunk. I can already roll this, you know. Same with this. Once I get this, I can roll this, which is a mainland chunk. So I don't think that's even a big problem in this case. Because most of these water chunks are connected to a piece of land I can go to. I mean, this is the wizard tower, right? So I don't think that's really a problem. I can already roll them. So I think that idea is actually fine. I mean, half of these chunks I just mentioned have something in it I can already roll or go to. And then it leaves these, you know, that leaves this grid to get to the quest. Or I can roll these 4 chunks. So yeah, let me know what option you like the most. I think I personally prefer just rolling any water chunk I can sail into until I complete the quest. Because, you know, the game actually lets me. And I think you're able to teleport off this now. You were not able to teleport off this at the start. Yeah, you can actually get off the boat now, so you're not soft locked. I was afraid you were going to be soft locked in the boat, but that's not the case because you can just teleport off it. I could use my, like, Xerx's talisman or whatever teleport I have, and right now it teleports you to Port's Rim, but it would normally teleport you to wherever you teleport to. So that's not a problem either. And yeah, I've been researching a bit. I was, let me see, looking at the materials. Something interesting I noticed is the Shazine pine logs, which is kind of cool. You will be able to chop all the logs on this map here. And I think I already have those available. Let's see. I imagine... Wait, where are we going? Here. So I imagine they're talking about these trees. I think... So you can see these, like, little Christmas tree icons. I think those are the trees they're talking about. And I might have some available already. I think here, like, you know, those trees I think they're talking about. So that's one new lock I would be able to obtain. Which is pretty cool. Then another thing I should mention is inside of the quest, there's a saw spawn. And I don't know if that's going to be like a permanent saw you can keep. I think it is. So if for some reason I don't get any construction chunk, but I get the quest unlocked, then I have to get 9 on construction because I get a saw. So that's something to keep in mind. I've seen several saws inside of this quest. And as some of you guys might know, I have a lot of ways to get the 99 construction grind on my current chunk map. I'll put a link in the description, by the way, you know, to my chunk map so you guys can check it out. But there's like 3 or 4 ways I can get 99 construction, and it's very likely I get the 99 construction grind this year. But just in case I don't get it and sailing comes out, there is a chance I unlock construction with sailing, which would be kind of funny. In this boat customization place, there's also a saw in the chest. I don't know if that's a permanent saw. No idea, but yeah, that's kind of interesting. And then there's a bunch of these like new materials, and it looks like the highest sailing requirement is 87, which is making this. Actually 92, but then you need 87 construction as well. So it's kind of like a duo requirement. But yeah, like I said, if I do unlock sailing, I also unlock construction, so that wouldn't be a problem. I would be able to do all of this because I get construction levels. I just might not be able to get these planks straight away, but that's fine. And then I think they haven't really added that much sailing stuff, but I think someone told me they might add another like 2 or 3 boat types, which would be kind of cool because right now it's only level 10. So it's kind of hard to say what the sailing requirements will be. I sailed to one of those like other really far away docks, and I checked the board for tasks, and I saw like level 60 tasks there, 56 tasks. But obviously I would need, all the chunks to sail there. But let me see, can I check this? No, I can't do that yet. Okay, but yeah, that's basically kind of where I'm at. I think this is how I will approach the sailing skill on this account. I think that makes the most sense, personally. And I've also been thinking a little bit about a sailing only account once the actual skill comes out. There's actually so many little islands, and I sail to a lot of these islands to check out, what's going on. And it has a lot of early game content, but also high level content. Like, for example, this is a magic tree. And then we have this whole new island, which has a bunch of stuff. There's like different types of ores. There's a whole city, sword shop. There's anvil and furnace next to each other. Hunter shop with a lot of other hunter training methods. There's a bunch of dungeons. I mean, there's definitely enough content for an account like that, I think. So maybe, maybe I'll make a sailing only account. I mentioned last year on stream, I said, if sailing comes out and it makes sense to make an account like that, maybe I do that as a side project. I'm sure like another freaking 10 people are gonna do it, but I feel like I have some history with these accounts, and I would take it very serious. Oh yeah, and also I found, where is it? This island. I have a feeling this might be the Skill Cape Island. This little island in the middle of nowhere. You can't actually go there yet because it is blocked by this barrier, and I tried to like go here and see what's there, but it doesn't look like there's even any trees. It kind of feels like the max island for the Skill Cape chunk. So maybe the Skill Cape will be here, which is another topic I should talk about. If for some reason, where am I? If for some reason they put the Skill Cape at like net, which makes no sense because that guy doesn't know how to sail, he literally crashed his boat. If the sailing cape would be on Port Sarim or net or whatever, and I can actually buy it, then I would be in quite a lot of trouble, because in the quest, I can click on my sail and get XP. Like, I didn't complete the quest, but I did get sailing XP, and it's like 3,000 XP per hour. We already did some testing, which would mean I have to do like 3,000 or 4,000 hours of just clicking my sails in the middle of the quest to get 99 and then buy the skill cape. That would be kind of sad, but technically that would be a requirement. So I'm really hoping they just kind of put the skill cape far away. I have a feeling they might. I'm not sure, but that would be something that could happen. So yeah, skill cape might be a concern if I can do the quest yet. If I am able to do the quest, it wouldn't be that big of a problem, because I think at level 12 you're able to buy a wind catcher. I think it's at customization. Hold up. So this, where is it? Yeah, here, wind catcher. This gives a lot of XP, man. Like, I tested this out, and you can definitely get like 15 to 20k XP per hour with just this freaking wind catcher thing, which only requires 5 construction and 12 sailing. So, that's actually a really easy way to get XP already for an account like this. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. I think that's all I wanted to talk about. Just to kind of, give you guys some information about sailing on chunk accounts. I think this is what I'm gonna do. Obviously, this is the alpha. I think this isn't even like close to everything they want to do. Want to introduce with the skill. So a lot of things might change. XP rates might change. But for now, with the information we have, I think this is my plan. So hope you guys enjoyed this little sailing chunk ramble. And we will be done with the chunk in about a month. I'm really excited. We can roll again. We can get, you know, new chunks. I'm super excited. I've been in my current smithing chunk for like 230 days. It's time to escape. So yeah, thank you for watching. I will see you guys soon with another video. Have a good day, everyone. Bye bye.